Welcome back to A Story to Score. Another area from where you get regular question in your general essay paper is the international relations. Now, this topic is also being studied in your general studies. You have questions of international groupings and organizations in your prelims, and you have the larger issues related to, you know, the international relations and India's bilateral relations in your mains. So, whatever you study for your prelims and mains can be good source material here. In addition to that, you could have a little bit of background information on international relations. Like the international relations in the present term, we could we could say that it started from the 20th century, but the earlier attempts also you should have an idea. The conquests and other kind of things, and of course the wars forms a major part of this particular topic. So in that way it is closely connected to history. The present international relations, you should have an idea about India's foreign policy and India's other major policy perspectives like Look East policy, Act East policy, Gujarat Doctrine, etc. And you should have a general idea about, India's bilateral relations with all the major world powers. There were questions on India's leadership possibilities in the UN. There were questions about the impact of technology in international relations, etc. in the recent past. So, international relations again, you can't exactly come up with fictional account because mostly you have to take examples from history or whatever happens at present. So, for example, like when it comes to the how the bilateral relations affect the other things, you could always bring in that how India and China do certain collaborative efforts like the BRICS Bank and things like that. At the same time, we have a lot of border disputes and things like that. So the simultaneous existence of different kinds of relations. We cooperate with China as well as we have areas of conflict. So such kind of information can be put into good use. So India's leadership role, if you get such a question, you could always talk about how India was using that vaccine diplomacy when it comes to the COVID time, or how people were looking forward to India as a future leader, even when things like Russia-Ukraine war or Palestine-Israel war, people are actually looking up at India's perspective and take on this issue. So all these could be put into example. So keep an eye when you read your newspapers for the current development and have an understanding about the past, the earlier world wars and the League of Nations and the UN from its origin and different regional groupings. So you should have a understanding about that, and of course the past like the Cold War and things like that. So any of these things could be used as an example, and how events like sports are being used in international diplomacy. Like sometimes countries they don't participate. Sometimes they come up with teams, combined teams, like in the case of South Korea and North Korea sometimes. So such kind of examples from the world of sports also you could use in questions of international relations if the topic is appropriate. So international relations is mainly your information and appropriate use of real incidents and examples. So if you are naturally interested in, there are a lot of articles available. So make use of them. The Ministry of External Affairs gives you an excellent collection of articles which you could always make use of. So for filling up the things, your preparation for prelims and mains will be good enough, and make sure that you know a little bit on the background. Again, we can't say that we get questions every year. That's all about international relations, and see you next week with another topic. Thank you for watching.